and welcome to my journey. Today's video will be part 5 of the road to bariatric surgery. And guess where that road leads? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is my surgery. My surgery time is 8:50 in the morning. They'll call me today. They said between 1 and 4 to let me know what time to be there. When I met with the anesthesiology nurse, she said, I can't tell you because they'll tell you the time, but I can tell you. Like 6:50. So we'll get a good early start in the morning. You know, I can't stand waiting. If my surgery was in the afternoon, I would just be on in just because I'm not a patient person. I don't know if that has ever come through or not. I am not. Now let me tell you, which please, you know when we talk, I have to have my coffee. Well, today, which we'll talk about in a minute, clear liquids only. There's no creamer in this coffee. Haven't learned to drink my regular coffee black. I don't really care for that, but these are flavors. I found a box on Amazon, an assorted box of decaf flavored coffees. So I just reached in there and pulled one out, and it's called Death by Chocolate, and the company is Crazy Cups. It's good. I can only imagine how good it would be with some half and half in it. So let me get a sip on. Let me get a sip on right now. Because I'm here to tell you, now that it popped through my mind, this will be the last time for a long time that I'm sitting here drinking coffee with y'all. Because what I have to do is sip on a 1 ounce portion. And that's 2 tablespoons. So there's no more just sitting here and guzzling down my coffee. So I enjoyed my last of the half and half yesterday, and we're going on with the way it's supposed to go. Now, let me tell you, this is my unofficial weigh-in. I want to do a weigh-in to give you an idea of where I'm at. I'm going to weigh tomorrow before I leave. This is my last video before I go to the surgery. I'll see you sometime after that. But I did want to give you an idea of, I'll probably be close to that tomorrow. You know, just one day. Clear liquids, I don't know. I might drop another 2 pounds. We'll see. Doubtful. But I wanted to let you know what I've done throughout this 2-week pre-op. So this morning I weighed in at 309.8 for a loss of 7 pounds even, and that puts me at 67.3. Now, if we add last week's, I think it was 18.8, and this week's 7, that would be 25.7, 25.8, correct? So for 2 weeks, I lost 25 pounds. I think that's pretty good. Oh, my belly's growling. It's already wanting something to eat. And I got my list here of things I want to tell you. Because this is the last video, and there's still a few things that has to be done. It's not like, okay, you're on clear liquids and that's it. Go to the hospital tomorrow. No. Well, let's talk about how my pre-op went. I did it. That's all I know to say is I did it. And if you think you can't do the hard things, put your back against the wall and see that you can. This ain't no motivational video. This is I guess informative videos. We'll have motivation videos later on. How about that? Even though I will have a different journey than yours, motivation is motivation. That's how I see it. So we'll do some of that later on. But the pre-op diet, I got through it. It was hard as hell. I'll just tell you that. I missed taters and grits and pasta, things like that. I missed it. I didn't really miss sugar. I'll tell you that, because, you know, I had given it up before. Eat a lot of it while I was having all my food funerals, but I didn't get back addicted to it. So this past 2 weeks, I didn't have any kind of sugar withdrawals. What I had was savory food, chewing, good hearty meal withdrawals, because I ate a lot of cold food. when you're keeping your calories below 1,000 and your protein at a certain standard and your carbs, there's not a lot of options out there. And when you do get like 2 ounces of meat, it's 2 ounces of meat. Protein will add up quick on you, so then you have to worry about carbs getting high. And there are well, I was really low on my carbs. You have to worry about your calories getting high because there's calories in the protein foods. Then you got calories in your vegetables, believe it or not. I think I did good. I ate the vegetables that I liked, and if I ate them over a period of a couple days and then had them again, that was fine. I made my menus easy. I made a lot of it repetitive just so I would have, because you can eat so little, there's no sense to have like a big serving of this. Then you really would be eating it all week long. When you're so limited, that'd be kind of rough. But I kept my calories, except for I think 2 days. I went over the calories on 2 days. But as far as if I lost that much weight, then I must have a very svelte liver. Hopefully it will be all out of the way. I was watching a video, and they said they want your liver to shrink, obviously, but says they want it out of the way. She said the surgeon will take your liver. I don't know which side is on. We'll just say, we'll take your liver. If your heart's right here, I bet your liver's over here. We'll say it is. We'll take your liver and clamp it up over where he needs to work. And so if you haven't shrunk it, then it's going to start spilling out over those clamps. Well, that gave me the question in my head, where do they put the girls? There's no way you could get to my stomach with any kind of surgical tool like this. So I wondered, do they flop them to the side? I mean, where do they go? I just may ask the nurse. Listen, inquiring minds want to know. I don't know why. Just when she talked about pinning it up, I'm like, well, they got to go somewhere. Good thing you're asleep when they do these things to you, right? So that was the pre-op. That was my way in. I got my list here of things I didn't want to forget to tell you. Now, Thursday, they called and said I needed to do an anesthesia interview and get an EKG, which nobody told me I had to go get an EKG, which there's nothing to it. They just put little electrodes on you. Okay, you're done. No, I mean, you don't even have to get undressed. Just pull your shirt up so she can reach your different spots she has to do. And she said, there's no appointment. You just go to the hospital. And when she called me, I had to call her back. So then when I called her back, then she had to call me back. So when she called me back, I was already on my way to the hospital because, you want to get these things done. Get them out of the way, make sure there's no kind of problems. She goes, well, since you're on the way to the hospital, why don't you just come and see me in person and we'll do the interview in person. I'm like, okay, well, that sounds good. She said, I won't bother you while you're driving. Good thing. I don't know how they do that interview on the phone. That would take forever. I mean, it was a long, because there's so many questions they have to ask you. So I got down there, got my EKG. I told her, I said, did I do good? She said, yes. So I felt good about that. She walked me right next door to the room, right next door to the anesthesiology nurse. So I'm guessing that, and they have labs in there too, because the girl that sat beside me in the pre-op nutrition class, I was walking down the hallway. She rushed up beside me, and she goes, oh, are you here for labs? I'm like, no, I was here for the EKG. And she was there for labs. So I'm thinking that little wing, that little area is for pre-surgical things. All the things they want to find out, last minute or whatever for your surgery. So for the interview for anesthesiology, all they do is ask you a bunch of questions. They want to know your history. They want to know if you've ever had trouble with anesthesia before, your breathing issues, all those kind of things. And I told her, we were just talking because, that's what I do. I said, they never even told me how long a surgery it is. She goes, well, after we get through with this, I'll look and tell you. So she pulled up the schedule and she said, well, they have you blocked out for 3.5 hours. So that's 3.5 hours to fix my hiatal hernia and do the gastric bypass. Now, I think that sounds pretty reasonable. I don't know how long it takes, but I think that sounds pretty reasonable. So that's not too bad. And then she gives you the bottle of Hibiclens. That is the cleaner that you use to, it's like not necessarily antibacterial. It really is. It like helps clean the bacteria off your skin. And I'll tell you here in a minute what we have to do. Now, the day before, which is today, this is what I have to do. So I can have my protein shake. This is my notes that I have in there on the bar to make sure that I don't forget anything. I went through all my paperwork and wrote down what I do Monday and what I do Tuesday. Because there's all kind of little odds and ends that you have to keep up with. I can have my protein shake this morning for breakfast. That's okay, he said. The doctor told me that. And then clear fluids only the rest of the day. That's why I'm drinking the black coffee. Nothing after midnight. It says unless you have medicines that you have to take, but then just a sip of water. So nothing after midnight. At 2 o'clock today, I have to take 2 to 4 tablespoons of milk and magnesia. I don't know if that's to help you go before the surgery, because I don't think milk and magnesia works that fast, or to help you afterwards, because on that Facebook group I have read that constipation is a very common thing. Then tonight I will shower with the Hibiclens. The anesthesiology nurse, she said, don't put it on your face, don't put it on your privates. She said, because people say it burns. I'm like, oh, we don't want that. Don't put it on your hair. Wash your hair with your regular shampoo. Wash your body. She told me, I got to read on that package. Leave it on a full, maybe she said 3 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. I got to read. I forgot to write it down, but it'll be on there and tell me before you rinse it off. So that's tonight. After I get out of the shower, there is a patch that I have to put behind my ear. Now let me tell you this. This is what the patch is. I got my thing from CVS that said, you got prescriptions ready, and those are the ones that the nurse sent in for all these things before surgery and after surgery. We'll talk about the after surgery ones after surgery. And CVS had them ready. So I pulled the app up and it said one of them was SCO. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Well, then I pulled it up, it said Scopolamine. I said, Scopolamine? Scopolamine? I'm like, oh no. You that watched the show Criminal Minds know that scopolamine is what Mr. Scratch used to put all his victims in that dissociative state where he can control their mind, he can control what they saw, he can control what they did. He made them murder people. He got the Hotch. He went through a whole thing with Hotch. That's what put Reed in jail. Oh my gosh. I'm like, no, I can't be scopolamine. So I look it up to see, okay, what's the difference in what I'm getting in this patch and what Mr. Scratch did? What Mr. Scratch did is not possible. It does not. He would spray it like in a mist type thing. He would, in their face. That's how they got you. Well, you can't do that with scopolamine. So I'm like, which they wouldn't give you nothing like that anyway. But still, my mind went first to Criminal Minds, so I had to put that on tonight. And then my omeprazole, which is Prilosec, she said don't take my dose this morning, take one at 9 p.m. and one at 11 p.m. And I'm going to have to set an alarm from both of those times. I've set reminders, but I'm thinking I better set an alarm because the reminder is not going to be loud enough to wake me up. Because I will be asleep at 9 and 11. You can bet on that. So that is what I do today. Let's see, the day of surgery. So in the morning, I will shower with the Hibiclens again and put on a new patch. Then it says at 7 a.m., take this, it's called Reglan, it's for nausea, with just a sip of water. If I'm already going to be at the hospital, I'm going to take it before I leave. And this, I can take my regular meds, except for there's several of them he said don't take. So that is my day of. Let's see, was there anything else I was going to tell you? Oh, I was going to tell you David's taking the whole week off of work. He said, you're not going to feel like doing anything. So, bless his heart. He will be here to cater to me. I shall not abuse my privileges. Also, some of you suggested I meal prep for him. Have some things ready for him just to heat up or whatever. I told him, I said, do you want me to do that? He said, no, don't worry about that. He said, I'll just figure out what I want that day and I'll cook it. I'm like, are you sure? He goes, yeah. Listen, he's not afraid to cook. He is not afraid to cook. He will cook in a minute. If he got up from work and I told him, I said, oh my gosh, honey, I'm sick. I couldn't cook supper. He'd go in there, he'd find something. He comes in, cooks his own breakfast. He's the breakfast king. He can just like, boom, breakfast is done. Him and my mama, they are breakfast king and queen. So he'll be here with me this week. Now, let me see, is that all? I want to talk about the stuff before surgery. Okay. Now the rest of this will just be chit chat. So if you don't want to chit chat, then you can turn it off. I don't care. I really do care. But that's fine. That's up to you. That is your prerogative. You notice I've already taken my earrings out because you can't have any. Oh, let me take these rings off right now. See, I've already forgot. When I touched my hand, I touched my rings. You can't have any jewelry on. Well, this is your helix. Those are the little horseshoe ones that's got the screw-on balls on the end. And I took them off. I've already lost one of the balls. Didn't even hear it hit. I felt it going between my fingers. I held my hand up there like that to catch it. I didn't catch it. I didn't feel it hit me. Of course, it's very small. I didn't feel it hit me. I didn't hear it hit the little thing over here, my little dressing stand. I didn't hear it hit the floor, nothing. So I've already gone on Amazon and ordered a set of them. That way I can start with the size I want. And if I lose the balls, I can just take the balls off the other ones. They're the same gauge, just different diameters. So I asked David, here a while back, I said, I bet I'll have to have Holly come over here and put these earrings on me. He said, I can do that. I'm like, with your man hands? And then here I lost I lost one this morning. I had to tell him, I got man hands too. So got that ready, got that out of the way. Now, here is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that since I won't be eating like I used to eat, at one point it'll come that I'll be able to eat, regular food. But up until that point, and even when I get to that point, I won't be eating much of it. So I've already, talked to David about it. And if I make a serving for two, because I have to make at least 2 servings of something, because he has to have supper here and then take it with him to work. He always takes leftovers, never sandwiches. And so I have to have 2. I said, what little bit I can eat, if I can take it off of one of those servings, and then you just have a partial, like 3/4 of a serving, and then a whole one. He said that's fine by him. He didn't care. That wasn't enough to worry about, nothing. So my recipes will be scaled down. Recipes that I make now, I will scale down myself, And then I've been going through the Cooking for Two magazines for different recipes. I found a bunch of stuff that sounds pretty good that is already scaled down for you. And I've gotten some smaller dishes already. I have a 1-quart casserole, so that works. That's pretty much the standard size for these little Cooking for Two casseroles and things like that. And now I've not been writing down desserts, cakes, and they make all kind of cakes for little bitty, like 6 or 7 inch cake pans, all kind of stuff like that, little loaf pan desserts, because I'm not going to try to get back into like, oh, okay, well, I can eat regular food. I'm not going to have to count a point or count a calorie. I just need to, eat my protein and stuff like that. I'm still not going to start back into the desserts because that will be my downfall. I will get myself hooked back on sugar, and then sugar will start taking over, and that will stall my weight. The dietitian, nutritionist, she told me, she said, a lot of people come in here and they say, oh, I ate a piece of cake and it didn't bother me. She said, those are the ones that most likely will gain their weight back because they're not concentrating on the healthy foods you're supposed to eat. And that's what I really want to concentrate on. I don't want to go back to eating like I used to eat. Listen, I got the itches all over my face. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to go back to eating the way I ate before I ever started, Weight Watchers. I don't want to do that. And then David don't need it. He tells me he don't have a sweet tooth anyway, but he's like, when I say, if I make this or make that, or I'm not going to make this, I'm not going to make that, he goes, well, I don't need it anyway. So I think he's lost weight this past 2 weeks because I have already cut back what I'm cooking. So there's hardly any leftovers. What he takes for lunch at night is pretty much it. There's only been a few days, like that pot of soup I made last night, I didn't cut it down. Him and RJ can eat on it today. They're going to work in the garage again today. They've almost got the wall up. They got the ceiling put up. They've almost got the wall put up. So they're going to work on that today. They can eat soup instead of going out if they want to. If they want me to go get them something, I'll go get them something. I proved that I can do it. I went to Taco Bell and I made it through, and I went to Cookout and I made it through. So I proved to myself that I can do the hard stuff if I have to. Like I said, I can't go on and do it. It is not sustainable. This 2-week pre-op diet is not sustainable. If you were trying to fit in a special dress to go to your high school reunion, go for it. I ain't no doctor. I ain't telling you what to do, but if you could drop, 10 pounds in 2 weeks, go to your little reunion and come home and start eating regular again, if you gained it back, well, at least you would be on the journey you're on now, losing the weight you're losing now. Talking about scaling down the recipes, I was telling Joan, I said, I'm thinking about doing like a Cooking for Two thing on my channel. Not that it's going to turn into a cooking channel, but I hadn't done cooking videos in a while. It's been a while since I've done one. I used to do a lot, but I thought, you know what? There's a lot of y'all out there that are widowed, or it's just you and your husband. Our children have flown the coop. They're out leading their own lives, and it's just us little empty nesters. There's a lot of y'all like us. And so now that I'm not going to require extra food, see, if you want to make a 3 serving, your recipe goes in half, and there's 4 servings. So there's all that food left in the refrigerator. That's why I was telling you why I think he lost weight, because there wasn't all them leftovers for him to eat, and he would just eat a sandwich, something that would be lower in calories, so not having all those leftovers in the refrigerator has been really nice too, not clogging them up and then not wasting food because they'd been there too long, didn't nobody get to it and eat it, which I couldn't. So I thought, well, I could do like Cooking for Two. It makes 2 servings and you're just one person, then you could have a leftover. You could have one day, one the next. I think that is fine. If you're 2 people, maybe the recipe makes 2 servings or 3 servings, and then there would be 1 serving left over. But it would not be a whole 4, 6, 8 serving recipe. And I thought, if that interested anybody, let me know. And as I make recipes that are scaled down, I will show you. I will do a video on them. I'll call it something. I don't. If I call it Cooking for Two, that's the name of that magazine, but that's just kind of a common phrase. Cooking for two, like when you're pregnant, you're eating for two. I don't think you can corner the market on the phrase cooking for two. I could call it cooking for one or two, something like that. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that sounds good? Do you think that sounds like a good idea? I think it does. So if you have interest in that, please comment below and let me know, because I will. He's going to, do his own thing this week. I won't be cooking this week, but next week I'm sure I'll be back to my normal. He'll be at work. I'll get the menu planned. I'll be on liquids, but you know what? I mean, that's fine. I was on what I was on this week, and I still cooked for him every day. Went out to get them food, and I did fine. I didn't cave in. So anyway, let me know. Let me know what you think. And then we shall start doing some small batch cooking, I guess you could call it. So let me see my list. I think that was all that I had to tell you. So wish me luck tomorrow. Now tomorrow you will see my tag. We filmed our tag yesterday. So tomorrow, when you're seeing it, if you're watching it at 9 when it comes out, or any 3 hours after that, I will be in the surgery at that time that you're watching it. So I ask if you wouldn't mind your positive thoughts and prayers during that time, since it's like, right there, and I would appreciate it. So that is the last things I have to do before I actually go tomorrow. That gives you my day before and my day of little things that I have to do. So, okay, well, listen, I'm excited. I can't wait. Listen, it's like it's like when Monica did the deed with the guy, and she was like smiling, and they were sitting there at the kitchen table, and she said she was, happy and smiling and everything. And Rachel's like, I know, you look like you slept with a hanger in your mouth. That's kind of how I feel. That's how excited I am. I am so ready. I've already cried about this. I'm not going to cry again. I'm so ready to get on to this next chapter of my life. I'm ready to start it. I'm ready for this 2-week liquid diet, because it means I'm starting my new chapter. It means that's the beginning stage. Now, I'll show you video. I don't know how many videos I'll do during the 2 weeks. I don't know how many I'll do this week for certain. Depends on if I just feel like getting on and talking or not. But I'll definitely come on and do an after surgery video, and then we will talk about what's expected of me for the first 2 weeks. And then I'll have that nutritionist visit. I'll come on, do you a little, like we did this road to bariatric surgery, the pre-op things. We'll do post-op things. So I'll keep you coming along with me as things come up, doctor visits, progress reports, those kind of things. I'll keep you in the loop. I mean, if you're coming on my journey, I want to take you on my journey. So that's even the little insignificant things. Those are part of the journey. So anyway, hanger in my mouth. Happy for tomorrow, and I will see you tomorrow on the tag. But talking, I'll see you, I don't know, maybe Wednesday. Let's see, I'll come home Wednesday, maybe Thursday. We'll see. I might try to video in the hospital. I don't know. I might try to get David to hold the camera, and I'll just talk to you. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Well, that is all for this video. Thank y'all for being with me all the way up until this point, and with me tomorrow. I know y'all will be with me in spirit, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all, and I will see you on my next video.